What's up, guys? Mr. Knows Hoops back today with another episode of Historical Hoops. I know it's been a little bit, been working on interviews for the channel, still actually gathering some now, and then I'll have another batch of 5 to sort of release for that week. And again, don't forget to contact your favorite creator to cover a certain team. Again, if I haven't covered them yet, that most likely means there's spots available. So again, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let's hit 1K. We're 150 away almost. 844. We're right there. And today, guys, we are talking about Dwayne Wade. Now, I decided to go a bit of a different route because I know it'd be really easy just to go back to 05-06 and be like, guys, look, the best series since Michael Jordan. And that's cool. But I decided to cover 2011 Dwayne Wade. This is the semis of 2011. First year they get LeBron. And this is when I would argue Dwayne Wade was definitely still a top 10 player elite. Averaged 37 and 5 in this series with 2 steals and a block on 53 from the field, 29 from 3 on about 3 a game. D Wade's shooting was still not good, and 78 from the line. And without further ado, again, let's just get right into it and discuss what made Dwayne Wade's series so special. Right, so again, the first thing I want to talk about is just D Wade, the scorer, right? And you're going to see here Wade's posted up in the corner, right? And he's going to come staggering down, right? Keeps the man on him, gets the good screen action, gets the man to his left as he keeps rolling. At that point, Paul Pierce doesn't really catch up. Tough lay, but again, great shot. Getting downhill, this is before, D Wade becomes, knee Wade, and his legs basically give out on him, unfortunately. Even here, right? Like Rondo tries to fight over the screen, or not even over the screen, I guess, but he just tries to stay on the side of the screen. With that positioning, D Wade uses his speed to just get right past him. And this is the reminder of what made D Wade so special, man. Tough floater, but that's D Wade's one of my favorite players of all time, in all honesty. And like seeing this, it really reminds you just how great he was before the injuries took it all away. Even here, right? D Wade gets Garnett. I love this. So he fakes the pass, right? So Garnett sits. And he just goes, okay, bet. Now that jumper, by the way, looked absolutely atrocious. I don't know what he was doing on that jumper, but it was something. Even here, right? He gets Bron, slows the game down. You got 18 seconds. You're down 4. This is a closeout game, by the way, game 5. So even here, he just lets the game sort of come to him. Now they go to double. D-Wade turns on the Jets, stops, waits again, gets to the line. Great screen here to get that extra space. Easy bucket. Like, that is D-Wade. Like, that's the D-Wade we remember. Like, when you look back at D-Wade highlights, clips like this are going to be there. Like, even look here, right? All right, so D-Wade gets Allen on him. Again, gets Allen to his outside shoulder. Spins around to create a little bit of extra space. And even with KG behind him, incredibly tough bucket. But that is what made D-Wade so special. And I think we forget that. In part because of, honestly, his Miami Heat run. I think that run of where he then does end up being hurt and where he does end up aging and not looking nearly as good as he used to leaves a very damning stain on how we view D-Wade. And all I mean to say that by that is not that D-Wade throughout the entire, Heatles run that, D-Wade was top 10 the entire time. No, that's ridiculous. Especially by like 2013-14, his body sort of is giving out on him. But what I do think is that the beginning half of that run, so 11-12, guys, D-Wade was arguably top 5. Like he was out of this world. And I think we forget that so often, and we sort of, for better or for worse, hyper-focus on the later years. But man, this guy was special, especially in this. Now, mind you, the only category that LeBron, I believe, had more than D-Wade in this series specifically was blocks and rebounds. D-Wade still had more assists, points, steals. Now again, LeBron was still a better player than D-Wade. So before anyone in the comments goes, well, Imster, are you arguing D-Wade was better? No, D-Wade was not the best player on the Heat. However, this was a time in history, whether we like to admit it or not, there were dialogues and conversations of who was the best player on the Heat. Now, looking back, I think we all confidently say LeBron. Now, I wasn't even really that into basketball by 2011. I was only like 8 or 9. So at that point, I wouldn't even know what dialogues were going on. But we would be foolish to sit here and act like D-Wade wasn't hooping, right? And then I want to talk about D-Wade the playmaker, because I think that gets lost on people. Again, don't think he's the greatest playmaking two on the planet. But man, I think it's understated how good he was. Like, again, sets the screen for the man, wraps around, right, gets the screen from Bron. And I love, D-Wade does a great job of forcing Bron into the position, because even if you see where he puts the ball for LeBron here, right, LeBron sheds the screen. Allen just sort of stays committed here. Wade throws the ball to LeBron's left hand, forcing LeBron to sort of square up to the basket and keeping his distance. Now, even here, if he took that jumper, that's not a bad jumper. But LeBron, just being the freight train that he was and still is, just absolutely goes to attack the rim. And at that point, there's nothing you can do. Right? Even here, to get D-Wade again, gets the screen action, loses the ball. Bron is silently creeping around, right? And this is a beautiful pass. Like, this is just like a brilliant fake out. Man doesn't really no, that's not Pierce. My apologies. Man just doesn't commit to the three ball because, again, at this time, the big thing for LeBron, it was Giannis-esque in terms of not so much jumpers, but if he's shooting a three, not gonna lie, we would live with LeBron hitting threes. But I think what D-Wade did so well in this series and in this game, and even from what I've been trying to watch more and more, he does a great job with ball placement. And because of his ball placement, he then helps create a quicker and easier opportunity for his teammate, which I think sometimes we don't talk about in playmaking. Now, obviously, there's overall playmaking, and that's all well and good, right? But sometimes getting the ball into the perfect motion, you hear guys like Klay Thompson talk about it a lot. When he talked about, like, Draymond and Steph knew exactly where to put the ball for me so that when I catch it, immediately it's up and shot. Now, the other thing that was miraculous about Klay is he could catch it anywhere and put it up. But I think you get the point. Like, ball placement actually means a lot more than I think we discuss. Now, obviously, that's hard to measure and hard to be like, oh, yeah, this guy does it way better than D-Wade if you look at this. But I think it's important to discuss because even at this point in his career, right, he's helping LeBron, like, force people to be uncomfortable, to remember that he is the best player in the world. Like, even here, beautiful pass, gets LeBron to just square up, bang, wing three. These are easy assists, by the way. These are not meant to be like, oh man, D-Wade was the most immaculate passer in the world. No, it was just that I think that part of his game gets lost. Like, even here, driving, right, Garnett. Now, you can argue that's actually an easy shot for Wade. Just lays it right up. Instead, beautiful kick out to Mario Chalmers in the corner. Hey, shout out to Karma, by the way, if you're watching this video, random shout out. He knows a 2K Mario Chalmers song, so shout out to him and Mario Chalmers. Beautiful corner three. Right, and those are just the things that D-Wade helps create. D-Wade is going to be doing something special. So as we continue on, as a defender, D-Wade, I think, is known as a really good defender, but even at this point in his career, like, tipping that ball, pause, right? Like, that's quick hands. That's quick, motion. This isn't even his defense, though. We're still in the playmaking. This is, by the way, perfect bounce pass to the big, right? Because as the man pulls up, right, D-Wade waits, bounces, because at this point, 13 is behind the big. So at that point, it's a wide open rim. KG can't really get involved, right? That's easy creation, easy opportunities. So again, I think that's the part of D-Wade's game that gets, again, lost in the shuffle. Then there's the defender, right? Man squares up, sits down, waits. Now you're going to see here, right? D-Wade does a great job of helping close out the possible pass. Because this is Rondo, right? Rondo's a great passer. But Wade does a good job of closing out this side right here that would let him get it out to that corner man, passes it back to his own, and gets to driving, right? those are the things that I think are so important to remember. Like even here, right? Man goes up. D Wade, this is just timing. Now, again, obviously, did he purposely mean to get himself, hitting the leg or whatever by the ball? No. But that was meant to, in case he goes back up, I get the block. In case he tries to kick it out somewhere to some guy behind me, that ain't happening. And now we have transition ball, right? That's what's important, is that D Wade as a defender, I think, was so much better than people remember, especially on the perimeter. And again, using his athleticism, which again hurts his defense later on because obviously his knees struggle, give out on him, etc. Right. Allen cuts. Wade at this point sees there's 10 seconds. KG's in his mode of dribble, right? Like he's in his ISO bag. And D Wade, beautiful job just knocking that ball out of the air before KG could either pass or go up with it. Which again, this series, I would honestly recommend, because I'm sure on YouTube and such, you can probably find it or highlights or whatever. This is a series that I think we forget about because, for better or for worse, right, their loss to the Mavericks happened. So the whole year up until that point is lost in history in terms of how we discussed this team. But man, D-Wade was a hooper this year, you guys. Like, this second round, he was really like, it was like prime Wade all over again. Like, took over on a team with LeBron and Bosh. And you still had Rondo, KG, Pierce, Allen on the other side. And he was the best player on the floor. So again, guys, this was another episode of Historical Hoops. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know who you want to see next. If you want another retrospective or, Hoopers retrospective, let me know what you guys want to see down below. As always, guys, this is Amsterdam Hoops. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Peace out.